Greetings, 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 greetings. Welcome to Arno on the Wall. And we are here again, going through it, having a conversation, for strictly enlightening purposes, for growth, encouragement, motivation, clarity, understanding. So therefore our manifestation can be one of wisdom. So while I'm here, I'm going to give a little few time for for your lovely people who now finishing your popcorns and now pulling out your very cold, trustworthy refreshment while I'm having water. Greetings to you, Esther. It's always a pleasure having you on, thank you. So you give them a little time so they can, for the life to build, and then we'll get into some lovely conversation. You know how it goes. So by the time you might have a comment to make, you may have a question to ask based on our last conversation. So this is the opportunity that for you to type and get it going, because today is a beautiful, or tonight is a beautiful night for conversation. Right? So this is it. Welcome to Arno, live on the wall. So so by the time you listen to the mighty Bomber Proverbs, so let's enjoy a little until the live builds up a little. Now remember, for a reminder, my purpose is not to compel, it is not to command, it is not to force anyone, any person to do anything that they are not interested to do. My intentions is sincerely and basically is to enlighten, to share different views and different ideas and give different thoughts on things that we have been faced with, things that we have been taught, and some of the things that we have been taught that have been taught to us incorrectly. Either one way or the other, because of people personal gain. Greetings to you, Christian Edwards. So, we're giving it a little time, a little 2 minutes again for the you know, for a couple more people to come on, and then, you know, we're gonna start just like, you know, ready, setty, bow, go. You know? So let's give the rest of people, you know, the popcorn poppers, you know, those who might feel to chew a little nuts. You know, those who might choose, you know what, and on the wall, let me use this opportunity to open this bottle of wine that I have there. Or you can do like me and have my glass of water. You know, so we're listening to the great Mighty Bomber, Proverbs. Aha! Aha! So yes, Christine and Esther, it is okay that you all can type in your comments, make your contribution, or even ask a question, you know. And not only two of you, but all those who are viewing on the live. Yes? Okay, we will get them 1 more minute again or so, and we'll get into some what do you say? What? 3 more minutes? Hey, I am forcing. If I say 3, we go work with 3. Yeah. Only tonight I recognize I in high spirit. Now man, I've always been in high spirit, you know. But thank you. Thanks for seeing it though. Yeah, the vibration good. The conversation will be interesting, you know. So yeah, vibration nice. Coming back again. You know, by the time you're waiting, you know, any one of you all will have anything that you all would like to ask or like to share. So, you know, I could just do a little explanation or enlightenment or share something with you, or you wish to share something. You know, by the time we playing for time, you know.
But as soon as I reach by the casualty, only told me and the charge me for
Don't forget to share the live. Don't forget to like and continue viewing. You know, let the live build. You know, there are plenty of people out there who would like to be enlightened, who would like to grow, who would like to become a better person than they was, who would like to be operated in a different sense of enlightenment. But oh, Jennifer is on the live. Greetings to you. And that is what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
Artificial respiration. But I didn't know he's a mental case. The man they call the shorts and white the face.
We'll say wait for one more person, or let me get the drum rolling. Talk to me. Give me a little like, or I mean a thumbs up, or something, so I would know if we should wait for one more person before we get in, or should we go and take one more time? I mean one time. You know, by the time you're listening to a little Mighty Bomber, greetings to you, Nicholas. I can't remember what that Thomas says. Here, do up. And it's that. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, so pleasant day to all those who have tuned in. Greetings to those who are about to tune in. And also greeting to those who could not have tuned into the live but still find the cause some time of their busy schedule to take time out and view the live. You know, greetings to all, and thank you very much for your vibration, comments, likes, support, share, view. Badao, and we have Tilsa right as well. Greetings to you, Mr. Strin. You know, and I guess you don't know because you don't have a clue what I'm going to talk about. So for me to say you know and I ain't start anything as yet, I mean, come on. In our life, we all at some point of our life, we look or we live. Greetings to you, Theodora. We look for some sort of encouragement. We look for a thumbs up. We look for motivation, and we look for support. In our life, we all have reached in a stage. Greetings to you, Bernice. It's a pleasure to have you on as well. We have reached in a stage in our life, whether it's past or present, and with some of us, or if not all of us, it will definitely be in the future. We look or we expect some sort of support system in our life, whether it be from our lover, whether it be from our kids, whether it be from our family, our spouse, our comrades, our pastors, our ministers, our priests, Friends, there are times in our life that we need that level of encouragement. And there are some times in our life that we look or we expect to be validated. You know, we expect to some sort of approval. You know, we expect a certain level of approval before we can do anything. You know, whether it's we need approval from our own self, from what I will call an internal source, or we would need approval from an external source. And oftentimes, we who haven't grown enough strength within ourselves, we often seek approval or seek to be validated from someone who we think is in a position to judge us before we can follow through in a decision or something that we are about to do. And we miss the whole concept of self-validation. And then sometimes we judge or we validate ourselves so harsh that it's not even necessary or relevant to do so, because all we're doing is just shooting ourselves down. You know, and we often at times we compare ourselves with others, ignorant to the fact that who we may compare or validate ourselves with to or against, they are going through their own personal issues or validation. And we oftentimes we want to be validated, but yet we are not really in the space to be validated. Yeah, because some of us, we're so insecure with ourselves, we're so uncertain with who we are, why we are, and what we are, and how we are, that even though we want to be validated, we still have a fear that it does not go the way or in the favor that we would expect. And because of that, when validation comes, we oftentimes put a defensive mechanism up. And because it creates a sort of emotional or psychological impact on us. So we put up this defensive mechanism, and we either ignore it, we becomes extremely comparative, comparing, but they're talking about me, but look at you, and we miss the whole concept of it. Because some of us, we don't understand the importance of being validated. And once you're a person who is open, and you're a person who wishes to develop yourself, you will understand, greetings, Devin, greetings, you will understand the importance of being validated, whether or not it is positive or negative. But naturally, Devin, is love all the time, love, perfect love. Yeah? So we lack the importance of these validation, because once it's not going in the way that we like or the way that we prefer, because of our insecurity, it allows us to shut it down and feel that, hey, yo, they don't like me, or they envy me, or they're jealous of me, and we shut it down, right? And there are some of us, we think that we are some of us, we think that we are so better than that. When this validation process takes place, we wouldn't we would not accept the energy of humility and do some research and self-examine to say, hey, they're right. We start to look at the fault in these people and start to say, but you doing this and you doing, and you want to talk about me, and you can't walk in my and we miss the whole point. Because we don't understand how important it is to be validated. By whom? Yes. So, there are successful people, when they're reading critics and they are being validated by other people, they're open to the negative criticisms. That is what they want to hear. They want, because normally it's something that as an individual one might overlook or one may not understand. But when you hear this form of validation, you'll be like, hey, yeah, boy. Well, okay. How can I clear up this? How can I rectify this? How can I, because it plays an extremely important role in growth. And oftentimes when we are not sure of who we are not assertive of where we stand, we becomes extremely iffy in everything we do, because we cannot stand with authority. You know, so we start to do things and we allow ourselves to become prisoners of people who we think or who we look up to, because we allow our emotions and our lack of courage in us, you know, to be you know, to be overruled by other people's point of view. You know, and so we do things. Greetings to you, Helen. It's a pleasure. It's always been a pleasure having you, and I appreciate your time out. You know, and plenty times some of us, because we don't have that self-validation within us, or we don't have that focus, we don't have that vision, you know, and we're not assertive of who we are. We do things and we say things so that people could view us with so people can view us with some sort of, like, if we have, yeah, this person had a head on, or yeah, this person real focused, or yeah, this, you know, so we create or we say things to paint this picture, to create this, and then our action or follow through, it contradicts exactly what we're saying. Or you know, the follow through, it contradicts actually what we are doing. And you know, and when we think that we're fooling people, you know, we just only fooling ourselves. You know, because sometimes we being validated, while it have its positive, you know, the negative aspect, when you're insecure, you think that, you know, you want to answer not truthful on what is best for you, but as the saying goes, you want to answer politically correct, you know, to get, yay, more votes, you know, more notice, and your action or the follow through, it contradicts what you are saying or what you are doing. For example, I have a son, and I would ask my son, yo, what do you want to be or to become or to achieve when you grow up? What is your ambition? You know, what you would like to do? And one of his answer is, Dad, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a chef. I looked at him and I would say to him, son, listen to me carefully. I don't want you, when I ask you, what would you like to be? I don't want you to tell me something that you think I or your mother would like. You know, it doesn't change. It does not change the person that you are. Right? And you cannot say that you want to be this, or you would like to become this, or this is what your dream is, and your action is not supporting what you are telling us. So in other words, they're not backing up your talk. And I said to him, listen to me carefully. I want you, or I would like you to be whatever you set out to be. You have my support. Once it is something with a positive vibration, it's something that is not deliberately hurting anyone or causing death or taking away food or thing from anybody, and you want to be something, all I just want you to do is, be the best that you can be. And always strive for that. And you don't need to tell me these things for I to see you, or for anyone at all to see you as such. Woo! You want to be a scientist, you want to be this, of course you have good you have a good dream, and deep in your heart you don't really want to be that. So I want you, and I would like you to be whatever you would love to be. But remember, whatever you would like to be, it goes with a particular manifestation. And if your wish is to be the best, or you're striving to be the best in what you are or what you would like to become, it takes a lot of commitment and hard work. So you don't need to try to say things so we could say, all right, well done, son, well done. Because you're not doing anything for me. And you're not doing anything for you, more than creating an expectation. And when that expectation does not come through, people would, or I, or whoever may look at you as, well, he only talking, he see he wanted to do this, and then they only see you as a failure or a liar. And that is the image that you don't want. Now, a person may have a vision. They may have a dream. They may have an aspiration to be, or to become, or to develop, or to reach something, or to do, or to stop doing something. And when they sit down or stand up or lie down and they meditate on what they would like to become, and how they would go about doing it. Sometimes they would like to be something. Greetings to you, Alma. Sometimes they would like to be something, and you don't yourself have the clue or an idea on how to get from point A to point B, but you have the thought. And what is even more important than the thought is having the zeal to reach there. And in doing and having this, once your passion now starts to get so caught up and so deep in it that a great sense of happiness and joy start to come over you, because you becomes excited. Yeah, I feel I want to open my own kitchen. you know, or I want to start a buy houses, or I want to whatever it is. And you know, so you get excited and you sit down and you think about it, and you know, and you're in good spirit, you're in good vibration, and you start to work on whatever vision or goal that you have set. So you start to work on it, whether you start to get seek knowledge, help, guidance, get education, whatever. And you know, you're willing now to go through, because you know, when you think about it, it's like, you know what, this here is what I really wishes, or what I really want to do or become. And you may have a family member, you may have a spouse, you may have a lover, brothers, sisters in your circle or discipline, you know, and they, in that circle, there are those who would sincerely wish, and they will sincerely want, and they will sincerely grant their blessings to you. And then they will have true friends who they may not be one who share your idea, but because you are friend and they consider you dearly, they give you that support. They might tell you, well, boy, you want to do that, boy? That is a little tough thing, you know, but you know what? If you want to do it and thing, and you're my friend, go through. And they, you know, and they're so glad for that strength, because sometimes that strength becomes greetings to you, Rhonda. That strength becomes so important that, you know, the person who real close to you, when you turn the say, boy, go through, or girl, go through, you know, you could do that, but I believe you could do that. And sometimes that's all you need, you know. And you're gone because, yeah, you know, you had the people behind you who pumping for you, greetings to you, Kim, who supporting you, who want you to reach that ultimate goal that you set. You know, it has some people, as I say, they may not be fully into it, but they might know somebody, you know, or they might do a little research and they go give you a little feedback. You could call on them for some sort of assistance, and they're always there willing. You know, and with that vibration, again, that vibration, you know, it makes your journey easy as 1, 2, 3 or ABC. You know, it becomes so early because you had a support. And these are, you know, in your life, when you're going through, you're saying, boy, these are the friends and the families and the people that I need in my circle, boy. You know, because they're giving you the encouragement, they're giving you that support, they're giving you that love. And that, you know, sometimes they may not, some of your friends, you might want to do something and they don't have that finance to assist you with, you know, but anytime you call them, they could tell you, nah, you could do it, boy, and they're willing to come and help you, or they're willing to listen to your cry, and get that support and thing, and you know, sometimes that might be even better at times than they just giving you liquid cash. You know, and these are the things, you know, sometimes when they look at it and they say, they start to get that strength and they validating, and they will tell you, you see, you, if it's anybody who could do this, it's you. And you should do it. You know, and sometimes that's all you need, because, you know, in your trials or on your tribulation, you know, and when you reach a stage, boy, sometimes you reach this bridge, but you say, see this bridge, boy, that is it. I ain't bothering. I done. I'm not going through again, but I try, and I reach, and I done. I can't take it no more. You know, we reach that stage, and then here come one of your friend who you may not even say be buddies. When I say buddies, you may not be seeing every minute, every day, and they say, hey, what about so and so you was doing? If it's one person I know who could have done that or who could do that, is you. And sometimes you just hear them and have faith and I believe in you. You know, if it's anybody, so they gain your value now. If it's anybody, because you know that what validation is, you know, they gain your value. So if it's anybody who can do this, it's you, boy. Or they might say, so why you stop do that? You was going so good, you know. And sometimes it was just these words you want to hear, and then you know it will be like, so you find somebody, you feel I should continue, yeah. And that is the strength that you need, because you know the way how these people validate you is different, because they see virtue in you, because that goal that you wish or you choose to achieve, they see the value that you as an individual can achieve. You as an individual can reach, you know, or could get, you know, and sometimes, you know, because at times you reach and you can't go no more. And it's not even about money, you know. It's just somebody telling you, you could do it. I know you could do it. And that's it. And this is something that we misunderstand. You know, I might stray a little, but it's just to give you a pictorial view or idea of what I'm saying. Yeah? Sometimes you may have a death in your circle, whether it's in your house or wherever you have a death. And you're traumatized, you're in a mess. And it will have some people will say something like, me ain't going and look the home, I ain't going there, I ain't getting a chance to go there now. The person done dead already. It's not like if I go, they will come back alive, they done dead. You know, and that is because we miss the concept. Yes, the person who grieving and mourning, yes, they know if you come or not, it would not resurrect the dead. But just the mere fact that when they look over their shoulder, or they look in front of them, or they look at the side, and they see you, their friends, standing there to give them that strength that you would need, is so important than just, here, look $10, or look, you know, yes, you might be in a crisis that, hey, I got $10. It will come in handy and it will be able to spend or fix whatever debt or buy whatever. But sometimes it's not even self that. It's just knowing that, hey, if it's to drip so or fall back so, there is someone there, a friend, who is there to give you that support. So back to what I'm saying now. So in terms of when people validate you, they at times sees the strength in you that you not even self-conscious or aware, positive validation, aware that you have. You have some strength, you have some courage, but sometimes they would see it even more. Or even though you know that you have it, they would be the one to drive or remind you, hey, you have the strength. And it's so funny, I'm talking about that drive and that strength and thing, and boom, Nyla pop up. So I ain't talking no lie, because there are times I have been going through some challenges, and my wife would say, boy, you could do it. Because when she validated me, she saw the value that is within me. And vice versa. I just need to say that out there. I'll have a drink. And it's so important. That being said, we have those that the only thing they see in you is you being a failure. There are those, I want to say are those, let me even get a little more specific. Hey, greetings to you, Ronnie man. Yes, glad for your presence. There are those that when they see you, they only can validate you as a loser. And these people oftentimes are people who you laugh, smile, and talk with. Yes? Oftentimes. There are those who, when they see you and they validate you, they only see you and they only validate you as a loser. Some of them, they laugh and they smile with you, but they value you. They value you. Don't care what you try. Deep in their heart, they know you have the capability of becoming. Some of them, they know that you're not secure within yourself, and just somewhere in their mind, they think right? Well, Kim, you're walking with me, and I love that. You're walking with me. Aye, aye, aye. Snakes! Not in the balize, but in human costume. That's correct. Right? They tell themselves that whatever you are about to do, it may make them look of less value to them. There are those who, just because they don't share what you're interested in, they cannot or they would not value you as such, because they may have a particular concept of certain things, whether it is their culture, whether they as well are trying to fit into society, and they believe that society expect them to live a particular way, and you are not going in stands with that way. So they validate you differently. And they would try to, they would not support you. They would try to stop you. And I'm using the term try now because once you are focused and once you understand that the you that you are have the possibility to achieve or to reach anything your heart desire, once you are willing to work, nobody could stop you. So they would say things, and they would use remarks, and they would not give you that support, and they would tell you, you still trying that, but that don't make sense, and real don't encourage you, disencourage you, shatter your dreams. Because sometimes in some of them heart, they want you to fail. So they could say, I know he would have failed. That is what some of them want. But this, once you know what your potential is and you understand what your potential is, and your potential is easier. Your potential is, if I make up my mind to do it, it's going to be done. And I am going to do. And that is all you need to put in your head. So when these people tell you and they say things, boy, that what you doing there, that's so stupid, and you could never get through with that, and they start to degrade it and cry you down and all these kind of things, or when they're supposed to come and stand with you and give you support and give you strength, you can't find them. They always have an excuse. This is what you need to know. It have to come true. So now you're taking this negative energies from all those who said whether in your face or behind your back or in the heart, you cannot do it, or it could never be done, this energy is what you have to use also to fuel your drive and not crumble and fold up and question yourself. Now, sometimes our approach in doing things, it might be incorrect, which sometimes it will cause delay, or it will cause whatever project we're doing not to be successful. Right? All that means is one needs to go back to the drawing board and look at different avenues and look at his or her error and work on rectifying it, because the mission must be completed. So when you come across with people with condescending remarks and you know you're doing something, you know you're selling food, and they don't want to come and patronize, or whatever business you're doing, they want to come and take part, they don't want to you do a piece of work, they don't want to come and compliment you on it, and they're saying that, and you're hearing talk, or it's been alleged that they are saying he go bust or she go bust and this go happen and thing. This is also the energy that you need in order to propel to the next stage. So it's not only those that who validates you positively, because in order for you to sincerely and truthfully move forward, in order for you to gain muscles, what I would call muscles, and have strength, one must be faced with the positive and definitely the negative. So in order for you to be driven and to go deeper and to work harder, you as an individual, when you get the positive and the negative, you need to take the positive and take the negative and put it in order to get current, in order to drive, and do not crumble when you are being condemned or you are being criticized. Because there are some of us who we have a vision, but it doesn't mean that everybody or everyone around us shares that same vision. Now, the world have approximately 5 billion people. And this 5 billion people approximately the world have, you or I don't even know 1% of that out of the 5 billion people. Right? And I'm saying this to say, not everybody or everyone is going to like and support what you are doing. So if it's approximately 5 billion people or 4 billion, and 1% could be about 50 million, if I'm not, according to my maths. If I need correction, this is the opportunity to do so with that math. Some of us, where we live, our country, our state, Providence, wherever, it do itself have that amount of people. And I'm saying this to say, sometimes when we're doing things, we don't need everybody to support us. While it would be nice that we gain support from everybody or everyone, but we also need those not to support us. So therefore, it's going to cause us to fight even harder. Because three things. First thing is, those who are supporting us, we don't want to let them down. Number two, those who are against us, we don't want to satisfy them. And most important, number three, we do not want to dissatisfy our own self, most important. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, or it should not matter, who says what and what says who. Especially if what you are doing does not create any harm to animal, place, thing, environment and people. Now, physical harm, sometimes it can be emotional too. You know, once your heart is pure and truthful, you know, so while those who would see success depends on the way you validate yourself. And if you validate yourself as someone being strong, being determined, being positive, and you show that fighting spirit in you, then when people see you, that is exactly what they would see. You will hear remarks such as, regardless to all the trials and tribulation, or regardless to all the issues and problems, he does still fight, boy, and he going on fighting, boy. Or she real strong. You know, and that is because you yourself have validated or give value to you that cannot be taken away by no man. So therefore you start to own your power and your authority. You start to claim it. So when they come wrong or they use negative remark or they abandon you, don't crumble, because that is exactly what they want. You use it or you ain't come out and help me, I will still get it done. You know? You say that I can't make it and I can't do it and I know it can be done. I will get it done. You know, and it would, and once you as an individual start to have that attitude, you see, when I hear people talk about faith as small as a mustard seed, that is what they meant. When your mind and your heart, and you know, because you value this, you put it and you say yes, you give value, and people not seeing that it could happen, and you come and make it happen. You see, what people not seeing is the mustard seed. And when it come and happen, then they see your feet. You understand? So when they see the whole mountain move, it's because, hey, I didn't see that could have happen, you know. But that person real strong, they have faith, they oh. And that is how the cookies crumble. You know? But at last, not least, now, let me say this, while I'm speaking, if those have any questions, please use this opportunity to ask or make your comments and stuff like that. Yes? Thumbs up for that? Right. I ain't see no thumbs up. Give praises. And the last but not least, as it does say, after all is done, or even going through a trying period, after going through your tribulation and your vision, and you're going through, after and during, most importantly, don't ever forget this: give thanks. Give thanks to all who it had, but give thanks to all those who have validated you or support you, whether it was in a negative way or a positive way. Give thanks. Why? I was going through my thing, and why I had to get them thanks? Why them as dogs? We all say that, yeah? But you see now, sometimes some people operate, and a jealous person or an envious person or a person who have been stuck in a particular era. Greetings Vero, who are stuck in a particular era, they lack the consciousness of who they are. They lack the consciousness of understanding that what anybody can achieve, they also can. And because they lack that understanding and they haven't reached to that stage of consciousness, greetings to you, Josanne, they will continuously be victims of hatred, of malice, of envy, of jealousy, because they have, they are stuck in this era and they cannot come out. And sometimes you, the person who they have negatively validated, you might be the one to show them that, hey, if I could make it, then you too can. So what I'm saying is that during your trials, or in reaching your or achieving this vision that you have, and when you reach it or you're going through it and thing, and these people who has not supported you or did not give you that value, boy, or try to assist you in no way, and their mission was for you to fail, you thank them, and I'm not excluding those who stand with you, because one must always remember in growing who helped him or her to grow. So when you become big, you can never forget them, because they were the ones to stand with you when nobody did. But you see, those who have validated you in this negative way, as I say, they have been trapped. They have become a prisoner of these negative energies. And sometimes it takes you to bring them out of that. So, when you're thanking them, you ain't telling them, yeah, I want to thank you for not supporting me. And I want to thank you because there's all this who wanted me to fail. You're not doing that. You see, now that you have your business and your business striving, or when I say business, that is you and you're striving, you don't need to attract negative energy. So now that you reach that stage of maturity and you reach that stage of understanding, you thank everyone. And those who have been, as I say, negative, you ain't thanking them with sarcasm, like, yeah, I want to thank you for not supporting me, and you thank them and let them know, you thank them like, because of you, or because you have done this. You don't need to be specific, or you shouldn't be specific. Because of you is where, say that wrong, because of you, I can now stand in bold of assurance to say I am who I am. You played a very important part in my development. So when you start to speak like that, and you start to talk, and you start to tell them that, some of them, they're so deceitful. Oh gosh, Father God. They're so deceitful. And they so get caught up in flattery. right? That they started saying, well, yeah, I must support you, I must give you strength. So onwards, well said. Watch now, you see next week, Nyla, I go and lie down and then you come and do this life because you see that point you make there and the analogy you use with the plant and sunlight and rain, it was perfect. To be quite honest, I was studying to give an example of a plant or a tree and I didn't really know how to put it across. And what you said there, wow, badass. So when you tell them that, I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you all for making this possible, or, from a growth or from a strength. Some of them, as I say, they know that in their heart, but they forget that because they get caught up in flattery now. And after that, when you reach where you reach and you're growing, greetings to you, Madeline, and you're growing and things, they're now going to turn around and be one of your greatest or one of your biggest supporters, because they reach and publicly and thing, you tell people, yeah, if it wasn't for she, or if it wasn't for him, I would have never been where I'm at so fast. So now, you do two things there. You start you indirectly force them to support you, and two, you teach them how it is and how important it is to sincerely and truly support a friend, a family member, a spouse, or whoever. So it is a psychological move that he moved there. Now, I'm not saying they would have those who will tell them that, and in their heart, they still wish you could feel and think. But when you start that and you start to tell them, well, thanks, and you ain't telling them, yeah, thanks to you, you use a person want them to feel, but I show you that, you just thank them generally. And then let them know, because whether you accept it or not, whether it was for a positive or a negative, they were one of your supporters. Some of them, they were supporting that you fail, when others were supporting that you come out a winner or successful. Right? So when you do that now, so now you convert them indirectly. So now, according to what it is you have and the way how you speak about them, you're not being hypocritical, now you're using your experience, you're using your maturity, and you're starting now to bring a new light onto them. And that's correct, Kim. And this is what I'm saying. So because they have fueled your drive to succeed, so now you're bringing a different to them. Some of them, they might feel so shame after they say all what they say, and you still come up on top. You ain't shoot them down, you let them know, I want to thank I know. He's a person, regardless to what. Because of he, I am who I am today. So now, I didn't belittle Anu, so people looking at Anu as a skunk, even though people may know Anu is a skunk. But I did not use that opportunity to belittle him. So when I talk like that, in his or her mind, they would be under the belief, what, buddy? Yeah. So now when they hear people doing something and they reach and they can't make it, they will say, nah, you could do it, and they will start to even use you as reference. I have a friend who couldn't make it, and and this is what we need to do. Because now we have grown and we have reached that stage, we don't need to be condescending to others. So by that, and you just say that, you move on. And now this person now, he or she would realize, yo, he on a different page, boy, he real different, and regardless, self will start to talk to self. So now they would not be able to face you on a face-to-face or with a clear conscience, because regardless to what, and you go through what you went through, you're still in holding no malice. I want to say obvious malice, because sometimes some people hurt people so much and say things so much that it has been really hard to let go. And if we wish to be a better person, sometimes we need to train ourselves to let go in order to be at an advantage or in a better position than we last was. So I guess we have no more questions. So I want to thank you all, and I want you all to know that we need to be validated, whether it's positive or negative, which is not, being validated is not important. What is important is how we receive. How we receive validation. And then we would know and we would understand now when we're validating someone how we ought to do it. Right? Now, you may see someone who are saying cook, right? Cook is one of the easiest things. Who want to do food. And it's not about you telling this person, yo, you can't cook. And you're fooling or that business you're doing, not you can't cook. Because if you can't cook, somebody should be truthful and, say what's not. While that food thing is a good idea, while that food idea is a good idea, I think you should hire some cooks. Because your style of cooking is not the best. So yeah, shoot down the business. But you redirect them, and you give them a little idea or a little solution. You should try this, or what, yes, you could cook, but there is some courses that you should take to able to enhance your cooking even more, because there are different people with different taste buds or different style. And if you want to do that restaurant, you would like to, have these techniques, so one would be able to reach a wider range of people. So it's not what you do, it's how it is done. So that being said, so when you're validating someone or you're giving someone value, you do it in a way that you could build or encourage or help the person grow and not just shoot them down. And we who are being validated, we need to stop take things personal. We need to put our emotion aside. Sometimes somebody might tell us something, and there and then it might come up, we might take it emotional. But when they tell us that, You look at them and you take a deep breath, release, and you look at them and all you need to say, you may not understand or you may not support what I'm doing, but that's okay. Once I know what I'm doing and I believe in what I'm doing, that's all that matters to me. People have been using validation to manipulate people. And this happened, and sometimes this happened because this happened because some people, they are not certain of who they are. They are not fully aware or conscious of who they are. So people would validate you sometimes negatively, and you would shoot you down. Sometimes because you are so gullible and people realize there are certain things that you want to hear, they will validate you beyond your measures. And because you're so caught up and it's something that you desire so bad that you're not even self-thinking and being truthful to yourself to know, you know what? They say I so and so and I can do so and so, but no. I ain't ready. I ain't ready. You know, I need to do some more work. And be truthful to yourself. And you're correct, Nicholas. Sometimes people can't take constructive criticism. And this is what this conversation was about today. You know, how to take negative contribution or criticism and use it to generate energy to propel. Now, constructive, sometimes we need to understand that everybody makes up different. And there are times that the way that we may give a criticism, and yes, it may be constructive, but in the manner in which it is done, at times it is not received as such. So sometimes when we give criticism, we ought to weigh the person who we talking to and choose our wording, my brethren can learn greetings, and choose our wording extremely careful. Our wordings extremely careful to what our presentation is to them. And some of us who listening sometimes, as I said before, we need to stop personalize things. And when we hear something, instead of we acting and we letting our emotions get the better part of us, we need to sit down and do some reflecting and wait and ask questions to know, well, you know, if this person, you know, for example, I would do something and somebody may tell me something, and it may be something that I may not like, I wouldn't react and get on. What I would do is I may ask 2 or 3 other person about it and hear what their point of view is, while I will be rethinking or restudying what the last person said to me. And if what I want to ask and have some kind of debate, or they share or they don't share, then I would make a conscious effort to, if I need to adjust or if I need to address it, and deal with it in the most simplest and calmest way. So, that being said, thanks for all the questions asked. Thanks for all the support and love. To all those that who have taken time off from the busy schedule to make tonight a success, I give him praise and thanks. Thanks for the support. As I said, the best person to validate you is you. And once you know who you are, what you are, then those who validate you after, whether it's positive or negative, then you would know how to take that energy and propel it to become what you choose to be. And what you are speaking about, Christine, plenty of us, we lack that understanding, which is something called, where's the word I'm looking for? Emotional intelligence. It's emotional intelligence, and plenty of us, sometimes we say things and we do things because we want to show people that we know and we're better than, and we put things across in a way that, yes, it may be for the person good, but sometimes in the manner and the way in which we do it, it comes off so condescending that sometimes the person, they don't really care to hear it, because it could have been done in a better format or in a better manner. And you're correct, Ronnie, growth, different stages. So that's what I'm saying, when we reach that stage, or we reach that level, the way how we do things and how we see things now, it should be different, especially if we come out from that. When you look at great men, Einstein, and even we people and all, we have McCandle Dagger, we have like Martin Luther King, we have these people, when they come out and they start to do things and things, it had people who was against them, who tell them don't do it and all this kind of thing. And they operate, and they continue operating because they know and they have value to themselves and stuff like that, And you said greetings to Kizzy. Oh, the life getting jiggy, eh? The life getting jiggy. But there's not only leaders in faith, but there are plenty of us who we lack emotional intelligence. And this happens because now some of us, because we have never been in certain circumstances or situation, we wouldn't understand or we don't care how another person would feel. So we would therefore belch out and we would say things without even a thought or a concept. I'll get to you just now, Kizzy. Not even a thought or a concept. Why we doing what we doing? Or we saying, you know me, I don't care, just tell them as it is. And you know, sometimes we sound so stupid. We sound so ignorant. And sometimes we create more damage than good. But then sometimes we become so cocky. So you know, when we doing our validation to people, we're not even doing it to build them. We're doing it for the people around because we have our audience. The topic today that we spoke about, our conversation was, you know, the importance of validation, to be validated, whether there is positive validation or negative. You know, and the importance of it, how we can, when people come to validate us or criticize us in a negative way, how we should not use that and crumble and fall, but we should use that energy to, you know, help us propel to reach our goal, our vision. And then, you know, it even goes on to to talk about, well, right, you know, so how we're using that to when they say you can't, or you know, how we can use that energy to become successful, because there are plenty of people in our circle who as much would like us to be successful or to succeed. There are those who also would like us to fail. So what I'm saying is that the being validated is not the issue. What is the issue is how we use that energy. Are we going to use it to cripple us, or are we going to use it as fertilizers and mineral to help us grow? And after we have grown, or while we are growing, you know, we ought to give thanks to everyone, those who have validated us negatively, and even those who have validated us positively. And the impact in those that who have validated us in this negative aspect, you know, that because we have reached that stage of consciousness, and we given our, according to the saying, our vote of thanks, you know, we're not trying to be petty or sarcastic to them, especially in public. Yeah, you wanted me to fail and blah 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 blah, you know, you thank them and let them know, you know, if it wasn't, you know, they played an important part in your growth. So what you're doing there, you're creating a psychological impact to these people that, you know, even though they might be deceitful and they know they wanted it to fail, you know, one, they would be conscious now that anybody that they meet to have a vision or a mission or a goal, you know, the importance of giving that support. And then indirectly they would therefore become one of your great supporters, because, you know, now you're out there and you know, you tag them. So, you know, the ego get the better part of them. You know, because when we develop and become who we are, regardless to what, we still do not need that energy or that negative vibration, you know, because it's about positive vibration throughout. So that was it in a nutshell. I can't believe I explained that to you in about 5 minutes, and it takes me about an hour and 50 minutes to talk about that. Wow, I'll take a drink for that. So, ladies and gents, to my viewers, my supporters, enough thanks, enough love. Thank you very much. You know, this conversation was a very healthy, interested conversation, and I appreciate your support. And I'm saying to you to continue to share, continue to like, and continue to view. What is the best way to give thanks? Now I'm going to answer this, and after this is answered, I don't want to tell you all, I will be on next week Wednesday. But naturally, good food, naturally. Next week Wednesday, same time, 7:30 starting time. You know, I have a next week topic would be very interested. I mean, all my topics are, but next week topic, it will be interested, I think. Now, I ain't think, I know. So let me answer this. So, okay, what is the best way to give thanks? There's only one way to give thanks, Kim, and that is sincerity. Do I need to elaborate? Do I need to elaborate? So, there you have it. So, giving thanks, there is only one way a person can give thanks, and that is true sincerity. Once it's sincere in giving, that's it. It's not about how many money you spend, how big of a settings you have, how much of this is, whatever. It's just once you're sincere, want to give, and you give, that's it. You know, for those, there are stories that have been read in the Bible, or people have spoken about, the man who say he gave this and he gave that and he gave this and he gave, and he was so boasting. Plenty of us, when we give, we give for attention. I ain't saying you or you, but I'm generalizing. We give for attention and fame, and there is no sincerity. And we then, when we give without sincerity, that is not giving. That is just looking for attention. So continue blessings, continue love, and with this note, this is Arno. One more time on the wall. I love you for loving me, and thank you for logging on. Well, Kizzy, I miss you some couple of Wednesdays. I really wanted to know I miss you some couple of Wednesdays. You just have some nice, interested questions and things. Special thanks to Christine as well. To Nyla, to Kim, to plenty of you all. I just like to call names because at times I just leave out names, and my intention is not to hurt or offend anybody. But enough strength, to Ronnie, to my brethren Kali. I give you thanks and praises for logging on, and thanks for that support and strength. And to hear Dua, I appreciate your strength and your love as well. Let's see if I can get some name. Josanne, Esther, she was one of the first one and thing. Enough thanks, enough love. Appreciate. To you, Rhonda, as well. Alma, thank you very much. Unfortunately tonight I had my one and only Betty Lou, but enough thanks and blessing to Jenny, other known as Mother Jenny, other known as Madeline Dufo. Thanks very much. On this note, continue to share, continue to like, and continue to view. This being said, see you all next week Wednesday. New comment. See you all next week Wednesday. Esther, you have me blushing. I want to read that. Thank you, King. See you all next week Wednesday. The topic, it will be interesting. What they do? Stop it now. I could go now. Permission to go now. Kizzy, what you doing, man? You want me to cry? Or I appreciate that you all appreciating this. You know, I really do. And thanks a lot. The topic next week, as I was saying to you all, it should be interesting. And it's something for all of us. For all of us to think about. Watch now, Kwasi, your timing. Greetings, Giant. What I'm gonna tell you is this, right? You're a little too late for this line, Kwasi, but you're very early for next week, right? So see you all next week Wednesday. Starting time from 7 or 7:30. Yeah, you know it'll be 7, but I just get a little time for people to come on the live and all these kind of things, and also the live to build, so we could get in some conversation. You know, so enough thanks, enough love, blessings. Well done, Ryan. I love your strength and I love your energy. For those who come on late, you know, you could go back and view the live and thing and listen to it, because today's topic was a very interesting and productive topic. And you know, it's about validation, being validated, and how to use, and you know, how to use that energy, or why we should use the energy, because it can help us grow. So that being said, thank you very much. Enough love, enough strength. Don't forget, next week Wednesday. Peace out.